Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Sean.
I'm Chris.
And today we are brought here to check out
We buttered the bread with butter. Meine Brille.
Meine Brille. I don't know. I'm horrible with German trying to pronounce it, so
It's hit and miss for me.
yeah.
So.
I mean, I can do like Japanese all day. That's weirdly living in Indiana. You would think that like my second language would be like either French because we're closer to Canada, or Spanish because we connect with like Mexico and things like that. But weirdly, by far my closest to second language is Japanese, so which is like polar opposite of German. If I had to pick like one, if somebody said here's the German language, pick an opposite language, it would probably be Japanese or like some African quick language or something like that. But we are, I don't think there's very many music videos by them left.
Yeah, I think we've watched a good amount of them.
Yeah.
Trained. At least it's before.
Yeah. But yeah, we've watched a handful of them. They've all been great. The right balance of metal, catchy, screamy, chaos that we normally like. Plus they have their own style. Like right. we say it all the time, but that's the hardest thing to find. You know, you can have, because like sometimes like when bands do the heavy and the melodic within the same song, it's like heavy, pussified. Gets super soft and loses all energy, and then tries to bring it back up, and then it's just like a heavy, soft, and then
you know it's coming.
Yeah, because then it's like heavy during the verse. Let me sing real soft during the chorus. Let's try to bring it back up. Do a super heavy like breakdown that lasts a couple seconds, and then it's very predictable soft, like song structure, and that gets boring if you listen to a lot of music. Granted, everybody can like whatever they like, that's fine. Right. But generally, whenever I feel like when the soft part comes, I'm kind of over that song, I'll probably never listen to it again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're both pretty good about taking a song for what it is. Like, I can enjoy most songs at least one time. You know,
whether it comes up again or not
is the deciding factor, because like we're pretty good about like taking in like what do I like about this song. It's, you know, try to focus on what do you like, not what didn't you like.
Right.
You know, but that also makes it to where if you focus on what you do like, that's great. That's a positive way to look at it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, all right, I like some parts of it, but are there still, even though that's the part that we focus on, is there still more parts that we didn't like than what we did?
Where's the balance like?
And also, like, I like it when, like, songs have something to make me look forward to at the end of it. Because if you can just listen to, like, the first half of the song and it sounds exactly like the second half of the song, what's the point of listening? What's the point?
The next one. Like, all right, I've heard this.
Yeah.
Move on.
I mean, not to be like super picky or anything, but there's a bunch of metal out there and everything. So the point being, I'm glad that all the songs from We Butter the Bread with Butter has fell into that. You know, obviously we like some of their songs better than other songs and things like that, but none of them has just been like, oh, here it goes. Like, here's the chorus again. But not to be a bitch about it. So I'm super excited about this. So can you think of anything before we just hop right in?
Ready to check it out.
Right. Well, if you are new here, hit subscribe. We notice and appreciate it. Think you're lame if you don't.
And leave a comment. We like to read them and reply.
Yeah. Meine Brille. do like how they don't take themselves so seriously that they're not willing to try something, because they're doing like little high pitched vocals in there that are normally would be considered like goofy, you know.
Yeah.
But they do it without like questioning it. So it isn't like, oh, I did some goofy stuff. Did you see that? It's just kind of like, I did it. You'll notice it if you notice it. But if you don't, then just keep moving on. Like there's enough going on in the background, like guitar tempo changes and things like that, that we're over halfway through the song and I don't know what the chorus is.
Yeah, me either. Yeah.
So that's kind of a cool format.
Shoot, I was expecting it to kick back in there.
Yeah, yeah, because like when it doesn't have a predictable like song structure, it's kind of like, oh, it's over now. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, I really like them. I think it's cool to have a style that isn't cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like all the other stuff that we mentioned, the willingness to be goofy. But I've also, like, since we started this journey, I've watched like a shitload of like German music videos and things like that. And one thing that I do notice from some countries, like they try to do humor a lot, you know, to the point it's kind of like, that's not funny.
It's almost cringy.
It's super cringy. Yeah. And things like that. And plus, like, I think music is universal, but I don't think humor is.
Yeah.
Because like I talk to the Bazinga girl all the time. We share all kinds of videos and things like that. And we shared a handful of like stand-up comedy and stuff like that. And never has I shared something with her. She's like, yeah, that's funny. Or vice versa. You know, like the humor isn't there. They're completely different.
It's hard to translate it. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to translate. But even if it is in your language, like you can tell, like British humor is like usually like dry. You kind of have to, like, oh, that was clever. You know, it's usually dry and clever. American is kind of like storytelling, a little bit in your face and things like that. So those are the two that I'm most like familiar with. But what I like about what I'm getting at is We Butter the Bread with Butter has done a handful of songs that do have humor in it, but it doesn't make it seem like it's 25 years old and they're trying, like when you try to be funny, it usually isn't.
Right.
You know, it's like you're trying too hard a little bit, but I haven't gotten that vibe from them. They do just the right amount to...
It's subtle enough, yeah.
Yeah. Like the Clicks of Fame video, the one with the dinosaur costume, you know, like that was funny. That was the very first one that we saw, but it wasn't like, all right, we got a generic song because you want to make some jokes.
Yeah.
But I do think that, I could be wrong, but you know how Eskimo Callboy's doing the Hypa Hypa songs, the different versions? I think that they mentioned that they're going to do one with We Butter the Bread with Butter. And based on all the remakes so far, there is zero chance that it's not going to be the best one.
I agree.
Because it really makes me like Hypa Hypa a lot less.
Yeah.
The way that they're doing all these versions. At first, I was super excited, but every single version, it's like retelling the same joke. You know,
with a different accent. Like.
Right, you know, or I mean, I think it's cool to have like different versions of things like that. Like, just release it and focus on making something different. Because you say the Hypa Hypa is great, the original song, it was funny and everything. But then it's like, how many times can you laugh at the same joke before you kind of just get annoyed by it?
Yeah,
because at first I was like super excited. I was like, yeah, that song's badass. And then we listened to the 3, and there's now 3 different versions of it, and all of them are kind of like.
Well, I've listened to parts of all 3.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't make it through all 3 of them either.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see like what they will do with it and everything, because
add them together. Yeah, I think that'll probably be
because I do like that they both bands have a sense of humor. I just don't like being told the same joke, or I don't like it like in your face. You're supposed to laugh. Hey, why aren't you laughing? It's like probably because your shit isn't funny.
Yeah,
you know. I don't know why I got on a tangent about lame jokes, but this song was super cool, super dark. Can you think of anything?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I enjoyed it.
Before we get out of here?
No, ready to go, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching with us. See you next time.